The gallery owner was dead. I guess sometimes playing the hero doesn't pay. My company had insured the exhibition, so I had a crime to solve. The cops would be here soon. I didn't have much time. Just $90,000 for this one. The label said it was painted in 1932. This was where the stolen painting had hung. Why that painting? And why kill for it? The stolen painting had an alarm, which should have sounded when the painting was removed. I needed to find out why it hadn't. So, it was the speaker cone for the alarm. It hadn't sounded when the painting was stolen. Looked fine to me. That wasn't the reason the alarm didn't go off. So that was why the alarm hadn't sounded. A wire had been cut by someone who knew exactly what they were doing. This was an inside job. The pressure pad appeared to be, but the cut wire had ensured that the alarm wouldn't sound when the painting was removed. The alarm on that painting hadn't been. So, what made the stolen one so... I'd already tried... The bust was balanced precariously on the pedestal. I didn't want to knock it off. The priest was giving last rites to the gallery. The thief left the pizza box behind. I wondered what was in it. Well, no surprise there. Pizza. The guy must have been hungry. There was only one slice left. The poster looked old. I didn't want to touch it. All I need. $55,000. Huh, shame. Just outside my price range. No one had noticed the pizza. I decided to leave it alone. It was Hector Lane, France's greatest art critic. We'd met before. It hadn't ended well. For a moment, I thought he was dead, but from the snoring, I guessed he'd only fainted. Spanish modernists certainly didn't come cheap. Lane was out cold. I was going to need something to bring him around. Even unconscious, Lane's body reacted to food. Lane was out cold. I was going to need something to bring him around. Lane was out. I was going to need... It was going to take something stronger than pizza to wake Lane. The priest was giving... Excuse me, Father.
Yes, my son.
I'm George Stobart.
My name is Simeon.
Is there anything I can do?
You can pray for his soul.
A senseless murder.
On the contrary,
What do you mean?
a great evil has taken place. This is the work of the devil.
What?
I am a Dominican priest. I know these things. And now, excuse me, I must pray.
1 minute, I'd been planning dinner with Nico. The next, I was talking art theft, murder, and the devil with a priest. Father?
Yes,
What did you mean?
your advert.
What?
Peter 5:8. The devil is all around.
Did Henri...
He said, stop the car, I want to get in. We may never know.
What brought you to the exhibition, Father?
The painting,
Which one?
La Maledictio.
The painting that was stolen.
I had to confront the evil.
I think there's something strange going on here.
Yes, Mr. Stobart, at last you see the truth.
No, Father, I mean that the robbery looks like an inside job.
The devil's work is always an inside job.
A wire in the painting's alarm was deliberately cut.
Cut by the devil himself, perhaps.
Well, as far as I know, sightings of guys with horns and tails have been a little down recently.
You mock me, Mr. Stobart. But as you will discover, the devil likes to have the last laugh.
What do you know about the man who painted La Maledictio?
El Serp. He was a man playing with fire, the fire of eternal damnation.
Tell me about the stolen painting.
Whoever gets close to it will burn in hell.
Would you like this piece of pizza?
A man has just died. No, thank you.
Poor guy. In Henri's pocket was a tiny bottle. It was a bottle of Brett. There was a small piece of paper in the dead man's hand. It was too intriguing not to take a look. It read, 2:30 p.m., be ready. Innocent enough, until I realized that the robbery took place at 2:30 p.m. There was something fishy going on around here, and it wasn't just the canapé. I quickly replaced the note. He definitely looked better. Here today, gone tomorrow. I decided to let Henri's toupee rest in peace. I put the glasses back. I didn't want Henri's blood on my hands. A cryptic note and no personal effects or anything else of substance. I needed to find where he kept his records. Lane was out cold. I was going to need time to awaken. What?
What was that? It smells like the 70s. Where am I?
You fainted. Welcome back to the land of the living.
I wouldn't exactly call this living. Don't just stand there. Get me something to eat. I've had a terrible shock, you know.
I found a slice of pizza.
I asked for food, boy, not a cardboard simulacrum.
Oh, okay, if you don't want it.
I didn't say that. Now give it here. Given the circumstances, that was surprisingly acceptable. Now what's been going on? Oh, Henri, is he
Dead? Afraid so.
poor chap? Just like him to steal the limelight, though.
Excuse me.
Do I know you?
Yes, our paths have crossed in the Gleesgow.
Of course, the man with the absinthe. I don't suppose you...
Afraid not.
Pity. I'm sorry, but I'm having trouble remembering your name.
I'm George Stobart. I insured the exhibition.
I hope you have deep pockets then, my boy.
Could I ask you a few questions, Mr. Lane?
Fire away.
Did you know the gallery owner?
Of course, we worked together on the exhibition.
Oh, really?
Henri provided the space. I was the creative powerhouse.
How long had you known him?
As a friend, many years. Our professional relationship had only recently blossomed into this exhibition, under my curatorial wing. And now the poor fellow's gone and got himself killed.
Do you know anything about the stolen painting?
Of course, dear boy. La Maledictio, a little-known work, turned up at the last minute.
What about the killer? Were you able to get a look at him?
A delinquent in a tin hat. Beyond that, I don't really recall.
Oh, yeah, you fainted.
Those of us with a higher aesthetic are more sensitive to violence.
So you curated the exhibition? What's it about?
A brilliant retrospective. A dialectical window on European art's ongoing discourse with the unresolved psychoses of the nation-state.
Wow, you took the words right out of my mouth. Who painted the stolen painting?
Therein lies a mystery. We only know his pseudonym, El Serp. He was a Catalan, a modernist. His works are symbolic, religious.
What can you tell me about the stolen painting?
La Maledictio, a challenging piece. If you like a wide cast of obscure saints and fringe Christian symbolism, of course. Not especially valuable, though. The thief won't get much for it on the black market.
How about some more of this?
I don't think so. As a sel volatile, it was acceptable. As a cologne, it would be barbaric.
I need to...
If you insist.
Father?
Yes,
Do you know anything else about El Serp?
I've already told you.
Is there anything...
I've said it.
Hey, Father. Father? I decided to leave it alone. Spanish Mar... The street was quiet and upmarket. Not the kind of place for an opportunist thief. From out here, you couldn't see the stolen painting. The room looked like some sort of... I wondered if there was anything useful in there. The door was locked. The wires from the camera ran into the room behind. If I could get the code to the keypad Lane worked with all. I need to ask you a few more questions.
If you insist.
So, you help run this place? Maybe you can give me the code to that door.
The code to the office?
I just thought you might have the number.
I do, but I couldn't possibly give you access before the police arrive.
I figured I wasn't going to get the door code from Lane by playing nice. I needed to turn the heat up. Mr. Lane?
And what?
Because the way the cops will see it, you're the prime suspect. We both know you're innocent, Mr. Lane, but the cops, well, they may not see things so simply. I might be able to get them off your case, but in exchange, I'd like the code.
But that's preposterous. The police would have neither evidence nor motive.
Funny you should mention that. This is an The police are going to be very interested in you.
I've been out of town for several days.
Just saying.
You're not going to scare me into giving you that door code, you know.
I was onto something here, and I knew it. Don't suppose...
Certainly.
I might just do that. I hate to say this, Mr. Lane.
So...
Someone sabotaged the alarm on the stolen painting. A wire was cut.
What? Who could have got into the alarm system?
Exactly. It was an inside job, Mr. Lane.
You're not suggesting that I...
Well, I'm afraid that's the way the cops are going to see it.
That's preposterous. How could I possibly have cut the wire?
Mr. Lane, this ro—
As I said, I shall take my chances.
So, you'd been out of town?
That's ugh, keep that.
Changed your mind about— Okay, Lane. The nail clippers were monogrammed with the letters H. They must have fallen out. Are these your nail clippers, Mr. Lane?
Yes, they have my initials monogrammed on them.
Huh. The perfect implement for cutting the alarm on the stolen painting.
What are you saying?
Well, the alarm was sabotaged, Mr. Lane. It was an inside job.
Are you accusing me? How dare you? I had no reason to kill Henri, no motive whatsoever.
Okay, but I don't think the cops will see it like— How about it, Mr. Lane?
Certain.
Guilty?
I've been away from Paris for...
Guilty?
Shit.
I still need— The cable for the camera ran into the room marked private. Father?
Yes, my son.
Do you know the code to get into the office?
No.
With respect, Father, Do you recognize—
Nail clippers?
The poster looked old. I wondered if there was anything out here I could use to put the heat on. I've always been a sucker for Parisian stained glass. You gotta hand it to the French. They know how to take a leak in style. For a moment, I contemplated getting on the next train out. but a man was dead, and I had a... It looked like the... The menu offered black coffee and a short list of soft drinks. Excuse me.
Monsieur?
There's just been a robbery at the gallery.
Oh, really?
You don't sound surprised.
All property is theft, monsieur. And all art is property. Therefore, all art is theft. Do you not agree?
When you put it like that, it's hard not to. Did you see anybody run out of the gallery earlier?
There was a beautiful woman with a camera. She was chasing somebody.
Oh, that must have been Nico.
You know her? You surprised me.
Can you tell me anything about the man she was chasing?
I assume, monsieur, that like all of us, he is inherently unknowable.
No wonder this guy's cafe was empty. The gallery owner, Henri, was shot dead trying to stop the robbery.
Life has no meaning the moment you lose the illusion of being eternal.
Right. Did you know him well?
Can we ever truly know another human being, monsieur? He spent little time at the cafe, unlike his friend, Monsieur Lane.
What do you know about Le Liz?
It's bourgeois, vacuous, and overpriced. Just like its curator Lane. He's always in here, you know, talking art to his latest flusée.
What do you know about Hector Lane?
Lane? Oh yes. He drinks here sometimes. He slid away last night without paying.
Last night? What sort of time?
After midnight for sure. If you see him, give him this bill and tell him to pay up next time.
The check was from last night, but Lane told me he was nowhere near the gallery. This could be the leverage I needed to get the office door code. Do you reckon... Would you like a...
Are you suggesting I smell, monsieur?
No. Thank you for your consistent indifference, monsieur.
Perhaps next time you come, I will give you a coffee. Perhaps not.
Take a look at this.
What of it?
It's your bill from the cafe next door.
So?
It's dated yesterday. Last night, in fact. 12:30 to be exact. You said you were out of town. You sure drank a lot of champagne last night. But you told me that you were away from Paris last night. I hate to say it, but that sounds like a lie to me. Tell you what, You give me the code of the door, a motive, and proof of involvement. Not looking good, Mr. Lane. Just doing my job.
But I admit to none of these spurious accusations.
I had the code. The police would be here. What was that number again? 642. No.
Everyone, hold it.
Damn it.
I am Inspector Navet of the Paris Serious Crime Squad, and I hereby declare this crime scene open. Closed. Now, nobody move, especially you on the floor. Mo, I want a total lockdown.
I needed to get back into the gallery, but a familiar figure was guarding the door. It was Sergeant Mou. Our paths had crossed before. Sergeant Mou, we meet again.
Aha, Madame Collard, an unexpected pleasure.
I was in the gallery at the time of the theft. Can I get back in?
I am sorry. Nobody in. And it is no longer just...
Mon Dieu! That poor man! I witnessed the crime. I've got to get back in there.
I'm sure you can make an official statement.
I saw the thief. I think I can help the investigation.
I am implacable, madame.
Who is Inspector now?
The most promising young investigator on the force. A genius. A man blessed with...
He sounds highly perspicacious.
Madame, it is not for us to talk about the inspector's sweaty proclivities. He is about to solve his third case in as many days.
So, what's he got that the other?
Blood spatter. He is the world expert. He reads the entrails of the crime scene like a book.
I chased after the shooter and got a photo of him.
Inspector Navet.
You've got to let me into the gallery.
Absolutely.
So, I cannot go in without Inspector Navet's permission?
No.
And to get Inspector Navet's permission, I need to go in.
Exactement.
Have you ever heard of Kafka, Sergeant Mou?
Madame Collard, I do not see what soccer players have to do with this.
No, he's a... Never mind. Here's my press card. Do you have a statement for the paper?
Yes, madame. Stay away from the crime scene and let the police do their job. And always leave a light on when you go out at night.
I really...
Tut-tut. He is applying his famous scientific methods. Any moment now, the case will be cracked. I certainly hope so. I am dog-tired and want to go home.
This was madness. Sergeant Mou wasn't going to let me in. Why are you so tired, Sergeant Mou?
I have been working for 3 days with no rest. Navet is a genius in his field, and he assumes that we all have...
Oh, you poor man. If you'd like to go and get some sleep, I will watch the door for you.
That's very thoughtful. Ha! A cunning attempt to make me a deserter, madame. A gendarme never leaves his post.
Well, how about a hot drink?
Ah, that would do the trick for sure. My doctor specifically warned me against it after the last... incident.
That incident you mentioned, what happened exactly?
I don't want to talk about it. All I can say is... I am on duty, and
Thanks a lot. The body was still in there. It was an office. The room was full of strange trinkets. The pissoir. An intricate stained glass window.
Madame,
Bonjour, monsieur.
whatever it is you want, we are closed.
Then why are you standing here?
You would not understand, madame.
Try me.
Because I look at you, and I know you are like all the others.
The
The pretty women who shop, who gossip, who have their spa days, their almond croissant,
that bad, huh?
and the men with their grooming products and their shiny shoes and their skinny suits who come to my cafe and ask me for lattes, macchiatos, frappe.
I see your point.
Is this what we fought on the barricades for, madame?
Isn't it?
No, madame, it is not. We fought for ideas.
Vive la révolution.
And do you know what drove us on as we fought? What fueled the streets of Paris in that glorious spring?
Cheap wine and free sex?
No, madame, no! It was French Café Noir that inspired us.
So that's why you closed?
Yes, madame. I serve only and you, madame, with your polite talk.
This is a cafe.
Yes,
On any other day, I would have given this guy a straight one to the chin. But there was a chance. Monsieur,
life is fleeting, madame.
well,
We know not what we...
there's been...
That is...
No,
Life begins on... C'est vrai, no?
what? He was pushing me to the...
During the riots,
Oh, really?
it was. We made coffee, but I've never brewed so much coffee. Of course, our brave heroes spent half their time going for a pee. But with our coffee inside them, they fought the running dogs all night long.
None of this was helping.
Au revoir.
Here's my...
Madame, you must accept my...
Well, of course I accept. But why?
La Liberté, the great journal of freedom. At the height of the battle, as the tear gas blew and the blood flowed, it was La Liberté which carried the voice of our revolution to the world. I know now that you are not the kind of woman who would ask me for almond croissant. You are a true daughter of France, and I am your humble servant.
Monsieur... Could we have a little chat?
Anytime, madame.
Did you see anything happen at the gallery earlier?
I saw you running after a pizza delivery guy. Somebody said he killed someone.
That's true. He stole a painting and shot the gallery owner.
How close?
Well, right...
I applaud you, madame.
As a journalist, that is my duty. How about some
For you, there is only one coffee that I can serve you. One moment. Here is your coffee, madame.
Thank you, monsieur. The coffee was hot and strong. Could you make me a coffee?
For a fellow revel... One moment. Here's your takeaway coffee, madame.
Thank you, monsieur. The waiter didn't need to see my... Sergeant Moo, I brought you a coffee.
Coffee? Fantastic. Just what I need. But wait. I must not. My little problem.
I'm sure one little cup of coffee won't hurt.
I'm tempted, madame, but I cannot risk it. I am sorry.
So, this incident, it involved you, some coffee, and your... a little problem?
It is a tale of woe, madame.
I'm all ears, Sergeant.
Well,
Please...
I was in charge of canine security. One day, en vacances, he went for I stayed alone with his dog, but... So, I tied the dog to a tree and went for a secret pee-pee. When I came back, the dog was having a liaison dangereuse with the lady minister's terrier.
But how did they find out?
Well, 2 months later, the president's Labrador gave birth to 6 beautiful mongrels. And I was busted to sergeant.
You are a victim of a great injustice.
You think so?
But of course, you knew you must not fall asleep at your post.
Well, the president's dog.
Ah, it was the...
Yes.
And by drinking that coffee, you made the ultimate sacrifice for... And now France is calling you again. She is saying, drink, Sergeant Moo, drink!
She is?
She is. Drink or fall asleep at your post.
I suppose.
Right.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Excuse me, madame. I must use the petit gendarme's room. It has gone straight through me. Could you watch the gallery door for me?
Oh, you can count on me, Sergeant. I distracted Moo. It was now or never.
How did you get past Sergeant Moo? Well, you won't fool me so easily, madame. I shall question you later.
Nico, am I glad to see you.
I managed to grab a couple of photos, but the guy got away.
Poor Henri is dead.
I know. Why kill him?
I've been trying to find out. Turns out the alarm was tampered with.
So, no ordinary robbery?
And no ordinary painting. I need to get into the office and see what the CC...
So, what's the problem?
The inspector's watching me like a hawk. I'll never get in with...
I'll see what I can do. The tomato sauce had splattered on the floor. No way was I going to clean. I spread some of this. It looked a little bit like a blood. If I was going to distract the cop, no way was I going to clean that. Are you Hector Lane, the art critic?
Enchanté, madame. And which of the angels are you?
I'm Nico Collar, a reporter.
Ah, a fallen angel then, my favorite sort.
What can you tell me about...
It was called La Maledictio, an unknown work that...
Who was the artist?
He was good, but not great.
What can you tell me about the theft?
Oh, it was truly awful. What do you want to know?
Have you spoken to Georges?
The American?
Yes.
He promised to clear up any misunderstandings the police might have.
What can you tell me about Henri's involvement with the gallery?
Dear Henri, a shining diamond in the ordure that is the modern art business. He owned the gallery. What will we do?
Tell me about the shooting, monsieur.
It all happened so fast.
Take your time.
I can't be sure.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I'm on a tight deadline. Did you see the thief?
I would have tackled him, but he was too quick for me.
Did you know that the alarm had been sabotaged?
No. How dreadful. I suppose that's why the alarm isn't ringing.
Here's my
And there was a...
Thanks for your help, Monsieur Lane. I wasn't going to get anything. Inspector Navet, do you have a moment?
My time is of the essence. Be quick now.
I suppose.
It is a robbery gone bad.
Sure.
Please The victim's body paints a simple picture. Consider the impact of the bullet.
Don't you find it odd that...
Life is full of odd things, madame. Fingerless gloves, white dog poo-poo, nasal hair. I prefer to consult...
Did you see the alarm was sab...
I have interrogated the crime scene, madame. I am fully aware of the...
Don't you think the disabled...
The forensic team will be... Do not bother me.
Why don't you check out the security camera footage?
Madame, that is not my area of expertise.
But the CCTV footage is evidence.
Correction, madame. Unless you know something I don't?
The only evidence, Inspector... What do you think about the American, Georges?
He...
Have you seen that stain?
Please.
Could you give me a...
Now is...
Thanks, Inspector. Excuse me.
Father Simeon.
Are you okay?
It's a terrible...
Could I ask?
What kind?
I'm a...
I...
Why did you...
God...
What do you...
I knew there was great evil in... The painter was El Serp.
Evil?
I wanted to bear witness to anything that the devil would conjure.
Well, I think it was a no-show, Father.
Really? A man is dead, Miss Collard. I'd say his work here today is done.
That wasn't going to help my story. Did you see anything that might help identify the killer?
The devil takes many forms.
Anything?
I am sorry, my dear.
What do you know about...
An innocent victim. If he was peddling such blasphemous...
Father Simeon was... What do you think about...
Is that...
I wonder if...
We are facing... This is not
Father Simeon... What can you tell?
grotesque.
How come...
By killing...
Does that mean we're...
Laugh not at the devil's play.
Do you know anything about the painter Alsop?
He was a purveyor of blasphemy.
How can you know that?
It is clear from his work.
Father Simeon was making a lot... This is my press card.
Good. Be sure to warn...
Thank you. The priest had not...
Shush. Yeah, Nick.
So why do you need...
I'm pretty sure the robbery was an inside
So?
Super cop.
What if I created it?
You do that.
That's it. Somehow I...
And you said you were...
I couldn't... I'd never met the gallery owner before. Monsieur...
My...
Thanks for your help, Miss... Lane had nothing to offer. Poor guy. It was a nice idea. The bus... Nice use of color. It was the... Poor guy. Getting in had... The gallery was... I didn't feel like... At least not the... Inspector.
Yes?
I really think... Thanks, Inspector. Ronnie, I'm at the exhibition.
You're kidding me. That place is
A painting's been...
what? Okay. And call me a soup. Bye, Nicole.
This could be the school. Monsieur Lane?
My...
So,
No.
Father,
The... La Mal...
anything? Could you tell?
If
So I guess you...
there is...
So you didn't...
I'm afraid.
Thanks for your help, Monsieur Lane. Lane had nothing to offer. The tomato sauce looked as clean. That was... I scraped up the chewing gum with my press card, hoping the inspector wouldn't notice. Inspector,
Yes?
have you seen the stain on the floor over there? It looks like blood.
Indeed. I must investigate immediately. Interesting. Maybe it is time to employ...
Okay.
Nice work. I was sure the inspector hadn't seen me slip away, but I needed to be quick.
At last, Stobart.
Sorry, Mr. Rickenbacker. I've been busy.
Yeah, I damn well hope so. I'm watching the news.
Oh, anything interesting?
Yeah, someone.
Oh, really?
And it was one you insured. What's going on?
Ah, yes. Well,
So?
you think I should have thrown myself in front of the thief? Wrestled into the ground?
Sure would have made me feel better. Anyway, find that painting, or give me a good reason not to pay out. Please, tell me.
I'm working. Henri, the engine capacity. Henri's notice board was covered with... The statue was up close and personal, I could see that the fig leaf was hinged. The CCTV system was ancient. It took individual shots and recorded them to tape. It looked like I needed to enter a passcode to view the recording. The poster advertised a 1975 Stockholm Music Festival, headlined by a group called the Hairy Lobsters. The calendar looked like a child's school project. Henri had ringed 27th May and scrawled birthday. Poor guy hadn't quite made it to his big day. Henri had ringed 27th May and a pair of evil eyes. Bingo. I rewound the tape to before the robbery. This was the first interesting frame. It was Henri studying La Malédiction. He couldn't have had any idea what was about to happen. Nico and I were taking a look at La Malédiction just before the robbery. Funny, the painting didn't strike me as remarkable at the time, just odd. A good view of La Malédiction. I could kind of see why Father Simeon thought it was evil. There was a certain presence about it. The image was a little fuzzy, but in the center of the painting was what looked like a snake eating its own tail. I thought about what there was definitely... The killer caught in the act. There was nothing really distinctive about it. The CCTV had caught the killer in the act of lifting La Malédiction from the wall. He knew exactly which painting to take. The moment it all went horribly wrong. There was some writing on the front of it. Why hadn't Henri backed down when the thief pulled the gun? If that was me... The killer making his getaway. A logo on the front of his helmet. That could... The painting was gone. There I was, taking... The alarm should have sounded, but it had been... I wondered who could have... That was me. The alarm should have... I hadn't thought about that when I was taking a look at the camera. Not my best angle. That was the last shot. I'd probably learned everything. That was the... Whoever was wearing that helmet was going to pay for what he did. The alarm should... Poor Henri. The most striking... This frame caught the moment. The most striking... Carrying an ink pot around, and the ink would have... The lighter was corroded and grimy. I decided to leave it. The pen could have been useful. I didn't need a business card. I didn't like the idea of a pocket. I didn't want to carry the tape around. It was the paper that Nico wrote for. Nico lived for the day her story would be on the front cover. I didn't feel the need to take on. There was nothing else in the drawer. The folder looked interesting. This was very definitely tampering with evidence. It was a completion of work notice from a company called Vera Security. They weren't the guys we'd recommended. Henri had gone behind our backs to choose a different security outfit. I'd never heard of Vera Security, but there was an address and phone number on the form. The sofa had... I didn't imagine... Henri sure liked his clutter. The frame containing... Henri sure had his quirks. It was a pair of evil eyes. It was a hookah pipe. Those things gave me a headache. The trinkets, the junk, the instruments. Henri was kind of a hippie at heart. In the trash can, I found a crumpled letter from Henri's credit card company. It listed extravagant purchases from a variety of ladies' fashion stores. The address indicated that Henri lived in the chic and expensive 16th arrondissement of Paris. I decided to put the letter back. Henri's...
Monsieur, sir, you have snuck in here, and now you are tampering with my evidence.
I'm just looking for the name of the caterer. That cheese was to die for.
Ah, to die for? To kill for. I put it to you, Monsieur... Monsieur...
Stobart. George Stobart.
I put it to you that you came here in search of cheese and killed the owner in a fromage-induced frenzy.
Well, no. I'm from Paris Mutual. Yes, really.
Time will tell, monsieur.
Truth will out, Inspector.
Who dares wins.
He who laughs last laughs loudest, Inspector Now. The guy was seriously nuts.
May I remind you, monsieur, that...
Of course.
That...
Okay. It's very likely that the security camera holds a clue to the...
Monsieur, I am a professional.
Do you know anything about a company called Vera Security?
No, I have never heard of them. Now, I must get on with my investigation. Monsieur?
Yeah.
Of course. Rolling around.
Interesting idea, Inspector.
Indeed. Well, you may go now.
But before following up on him, hey, Nico.
Sure.
I am pleased to announce this is now. I shall be questioned. Nobody is to leave the country. Monsieur Lane will stay. Mo?
Yes, Inspector.
Let them out.
Right away.
Two coffees, please.
Nice work in there, Nico.
I just made a tiny distraction.
I think Nava would buy anything. You know, this whole setup, the theft, the...
What do you mean?
Like I said, I think it was an inside job.
Go on.
Someone disabled the...
Let...
Exactly. The CCTV picked up an image of the thief.
Interesting. I think I got a couple of good shots of him too, but I need to take a better look at them at home.
Great. Let me... Well, the priest thinks La Malediccio is evil.
Sure, she's just great.
Yeah, you're probably right. I found the address of the security company Henri employed. It was not the one that I recommended.
Good luck with your investigations. Well, I guess I should go. This story won't write itself. And Josh?
Yeah?
It's good to see you again.
Great to see you too, Nico. I watched her walk away. The sound of traffic, the sun shining, a crime to solve, and Nico back in my life. The address led me to a dead-end alley at the end of a deadbeat mall. No wonder I'd never heard of Vera Security.
Hello, Bill.
George Stobart here.
Never heard of you.
Really? Well, I'm surprised. We're leaders in our...
Do me a favor.
The lady hung up.
Please don't touch the sign.
Hi. I wonder if you can help me.
Yes, of course. It's the
Thank you.
Call me Bassam. And do please forgive me, but I'm in no mood to talk. I have a resounding headache.
Bad migraine, eh?
The worst. The buzz. I thought the neon sign had potential until it broke.
Is it yours?
No, the previous owners. But this is horrible. Adversely affecting my footfall.
You want me to try fixing that sign for you?
Do you know what?
I'm very good.
Then please do. Marketing and...
The stall was a myriad of retro kitsch, bottle stoppers, that would be pointless.
Help!
What's wrong?
There's a monster
What? Where?
on the floor. Get rid of it.
Oh, the cockroach.
Yes, the cockroach. Help!
Come here, little fella. I was never going to catch it with my bare hands. There were crumbs on the floor. That wouldn't... That would have violated the chem... There was a huge... Romanovs, a Russian brand. As a child, I'd always been told not to play with magic. The ashtray, the filters were gold. A crumpled cigarette pack.
Leave that radio alone.
I tipped out the magic. I couldn't catch it just by swiping at it. I couldn't catch it. There were crumbs on the floor. I only had a few matches. I needed a... Cockroach wasn't going for it. I needed some... I refused to torture the... Nope, I needed to try something else. I was never going to catch it with my bare hands. Hello. The view. I didn't want... Could you help me?
Please, Mr. Stober.
I took a good look at the sign. The wiring was exposed and no wonder it was flashing. I pulled the wire off. Well, now only half the sign was illuminated. Seemed the letters. Shame it didn't have the right. I'd have to think of some. The buzzing.
And when you're building I need a name that makes my customers long for adventure.
I could take.
You are like a...
Tell me about your business idea.
This stall is going to put me... But the nonsense sign is working against... I need something original, yet familiar, bright and...
The stall was a bottle stop. Aha. That seemed like a good name. Hey, Bassam, how about this? I know it's not your name, but...
Aladdin. Very cool. That's a terrific name for my store. Hits every one of my USPs.
Glad you like it.
You're a genius, George. Aha.
Do you happen to know a good way to catch a cockroach?
To be honest, George, I'm better at questions on balancing budgets within a... But as a layman, perhaps I could...
Why?
The entire family will catch the same...
Ooh.
You need to find a container.
Rich.
The perfect...
I'll give it a...
Glad to help.
I added some bacon. I was never... Gotcha!
You are...
Always ready to help.
I bet.
Yes, please.
Yes, me, chérie. I'm Annette.
Oh, gosh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean... The gloves. I just thought...
Ah, easy mistake to make. If you haven't been reconstructed.
Oh, but I have been reconstructed. A number of...
What can I do?
There's been a theft at... A painting's been...
Shame.
I believe...
Oh, no, we didn't.
Oh, yes, you
Didn't.
did.
I've got all day.
But I... Annette, could I just have a...
What do you take me for?
What? No, I... Oh...
Oh, I see. No, you can't. It's private.
Do these clippers look familiar?
Yes. I mean, no. Why should they look familiar?
Do you recognize it?
Oof! I had a boss who wore...
It says here that Vera was hired to do the security at the gallery. Didn't do a very good job, did you?
Where did you get that?
At the gallery?
That job was signed off. You can't say we were to blame.
I was getting a bad feeling. The place looked like a front, and the only person there wasn't helping. Maybe the office itself could...
Are you done? Only I want to listen to this next race. No, thanks.
I've got some
Yes, I saw you pick them up. Keep...
I've got a cookie.
Those dry...
I caught the cockroach.
Ah! Keep it away from me!
Thanks. The Vera... Even the plant...
Look, do you mind...
Annette's peripheral... The place looked very...
Please.
It was like she had some kind of psychic power. She could just feel what I was trying to do.
Do you mind?
Annette was watching.
Aha, Mr. Stobart. What can I do for you?
So what do you...
Ah,
Lie.
English biscuits, Turkish delight, French cat.
That cookie...
Right, cuz?
Do you know anything...
Not really.
Why do you...
Rush setup, new sign, low investment, and
I really...
eats.
What do you think?
I'm over. Thanks to you, I can now sell. And you know what they say?
I caught...
Excellent. In a few weeks, this place is going to be buzzing with...
I think I'll keep him.
Interesting name. Old school, comforting, harmless.
Do you have a...
Nail.
Yeah, I like... Smell this. I didn't think... I decided... If besides... I've got some...
Always good to...
Thank you for...
You're...
The aircon went night. The place looked like it had been out. Vera's...
Yes?
Are you betting on a horse?
No, I just like hearing the sound of hooves.
Oh, well, that's unusual.
Don't be an idiot. I got 50 euros on Lucky Break.
Ah, well, I hope you win.
So do I, chérie. So do I.
Do these clippers look familiar?
Yes. I mean, no. Why should they look familiar?
Thanks.
Hands off, mister.
Can I just have a look?
Certainly not. What can I...
Thanks.
Hands... Yes?
I've got a cookie.
Those dry things are disgusting.
Thanks. A crumpled cigarette pack.
Do you mind?
Annette was watching me. That was never... That wouldn't have...
Do you mind?
Annette was watching me like a hawk.
Yes? Yeah, you've shown me already.
Thanks. I needed a better idea. That wouldn't work.
Hello, we're security. We make you secure. Wrong number again. Damn nuisance calls. Please stay. Look.
Annette's...
Hello, we're security. We make you secure. Wrong number again. Damn nuisance calls.
I wanted to see what secrets the book might contain. A very bad photo of Lane and Annette. Recognize this?
Hey!
That's you with Lane, I believe.
So, what if it is?
What is he?
Oh, my Hector. That's what he is. My little Hector.
Yeah, I thought you said you had nothing to do with the gallery.
Look, here's how it is. I've only been here a few weeks. I had nothing to do with that gallery. I just delivered the paperwork.
So, who's the manager before you?
I don't know. She just, one day, didn't come in for work. I shouldn't be talking to you. The boss told me to keep my mouth shut. Yes?
So, what...
I'm not sure I'd call it a day.
You can do better than that, Annette.
Here, are you asking me out?
No.
Oh, like that is it?
No. The boss. Have you got his number or address?
No, I've forgotten it. I mean, I never knew it.
Annette, a serious crime has been committed.
I had nothing to do with it. Look, I need this job. I need the money. Anyway, it's only a silly old painting. No one got hurt.
The gallery owner was shot.
Badly?
Yeah, he's pretty dead.
Oh.
This is a murder investigation. Now, who's your boss?
I don't know. Honest, he faxes me if he wants anything.
He. Who's he?
I've never seen him, never met him. Don't make trouble for poor Annette.
Thanks. I was pretty sure Annette had told me all she was going to. She sounded scared. Time to put the thumbscrews on Lane, and I knew just how. Time to confront Lane. The gallery was sealed off. The place looked empty. Lane wasn't exactly easy to miss, and it looked like he wasn't around. The door was... I needed... Through the glass... The gallery was in... It looked like Lane was somewhere else. The menu offered black... Hi.
Monsieur?
I'm looking for Mr. Lane.
Ah, yes, monsieur. He came back. Oops.
So Lane was consoling the widow. What a big heart that guy had. Did he have a grand scheme or just loose morals? The door was locked.
Hello?
This is George Stobart. May I come up?
I'm sorry, this is a very inconvenient time. Come back later.
I know that's you, Mr. Lane. Mr. Lane, I need to talk to... If you don't let me in, I'll tell the police.
Dear Lord, George, you have the worst timing.
Is this a bad time to accuse you of lying?
What do you want?
I've just come from Vera's security.
So,
what do you know about the...
I've never had the pleasure.
Tell me about Annette.
Who?
From Vera Security.
I don't know any Annette.
I'm surprised you let your... Annette lent it to me.
Quit waving it around for God.
Can you tell me anything? Come on, Lane. And you two fixed the security for the...
No, nothing like that. Anyway, the fling was a mistake. She turned out to be rather needy.
I believe you. You're not a criminal, just a lecherous old man.
Less of the old, if you don't mind.
Especially when you leave him. Okay, Lane, take off.
You can't tell me what to do.
You want me to show Bijou this picture?
All right, I'm going. You haven't heard the last of me, Stobart.
Promise?
And give...
If Lane was telling the truth, that meant that Annette was lying. She said she'd never met the owner. I wondered if she was hiding something interesting in that back office.
Are you going to introduce yourself properly?
Pleased to make your acquaintance, madame. My name's George Stobart.
Call me Bijou.
The subject looked vulnerable. You have a beautiful home, Bijou.
Oh, thank you. Hello, young man.
I'm from the insurance company. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Henri, my poor sauvage. He died in his prime.
Could I just ask you a few questions?
Well, why not?
Henri was very brave at the gallery.
Henri was my life.
Can you tell me about the gallery?
The gallery?
So you...
Not a...
Your record player seems to be stuck on the same song.
Yes, this song gives me great comfort.
Is that a painting of you?
Yes, darling.
Who painted it?
Oh, so...
How are you...
I'm...
Bijou, I think... What?
But who else?
I don't know. Thank you for your help, Bijou.
My...
Bijou appeared to know I still couldn't discount Henri. Annette, on the other hand, had Henri was now dressed in a cheap suit. On balance, I prefer a small, poor creature. The stereo was playing the same tune.
Please don't... Chérie.
Can I ask? Truth.
And then...
Quite unusual.
Henri loved a good wake. Said they were better than any party.
Huh. What's the story behind the stuffed dog?
Oh, Fifi. I was heartbroken when she went.
That's...
Isn't...
What's the song?
Jasmine, by the Airy Lobsters. It's a band that Henri fronted in the 70s. They got to #2 in the Swedish charts.
Big time, huh? Henri looks...
Doesn't?
like... Well, not quite like... I'm sure...
It's a cruel...
Anything else you can tell me about the...
No, I...
Is that a... Does this smell good?
It's...
Do you know this...
No?
Thank you for...
My...
Night was falling. It was time to pay a visit to Vera Security. The empty mall was lit by bright moonlight, the perfect ambiance for a little detective work. I wanted a good look at that back office. I just had to find a way in. All Bassam's. There was no way I needed to find. There was an electrical box up there. There was an electrical box up there. That wouldn't make... It wasn't fair to wake Nick. Bassam had locked... Rearranging the sign had been a stroke of genius, even if I... I popped the lid open. Inside was an aircon unit and... It was the master controller. It was the motor that... It was the power supply. The aircon blade was exposed. The wire connected the power supply. The wire connected the shutter. The wire connected the power. It was the power supply. That wouldn't work. That wasn't worth trying. That was... There was nothing to attach it to. Nope, I needed to... I'd cut the wire in half. It was the power supply. I'd cut the wire in half. In the drawer was a... It was my lucky day. The room was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. It didn't. In the corner of the room was a piece just like the one the killer had escaped on. The air vent had a tiny catch on the side. Just mess and empty boxes. The box was empty. Oil had dripped from the screw. There was a letter jammed in the shredder. There was a letter jammed in the shredder. The shredder was jammed. I tried to poke the It was a pizza delivery scooter. It was a pizza delivery scooter. Somehow, the shred. Until the shredder was working again, I only had a few matches, using one now Somehow, I had to get the shredder working again. I tried to free the gears, but they were jammed solid. Its service was long overdue. That was almost a great idea. It was a pizza delivery scooter. Oil had dripped from the scooter onto the floor. Oil had dripped from... That was... I smeared some oil. I smeared the gears with... I reckoned the oil would do the trick. It was time to see what... I grabbed the paperclip. It was the letter from Henri confirming that Vera's security had the contract for the exhibition. And it also revealed who was in charge at Vera. A guy called Medovsky. At first glance, it all... But why was Henri... And why was he... Maybe Medovsky was the... It didn't add up. It was a pizza delivery. The air vent had a tiny catch on the side. The paperclip was perfect. There was definitely... Now, what are you... Gotcha. Well, would you? It was a gun.
Aha! You will rue the day you crossed.
Inspector, I'm investigating the robbery.
No, monsieur. You are breaking and entering an innocent storeroom.
I found the murder weapon.
Found? Mou, arrest this man and take him to the station. I shall squeeze you, Monsieur Stobart.
Thanks, Ronnie. I just wish I'd got some better shot.
Are you kidding? You did good.
So, what's next?
Get me an interview with the owner.
I'm on it already.
Keep me up to speed.
Of course. Oh. Monsieur?
Are you Nicole Collard?
Yes, can I help you?
I need to sit down.
You'd better come in. Would you like a glass of wine?
Yes. That's better.
So, what can I do for you, monsieur?
My name is Tiago Marquez. I saw your report on the robbery. I found your address. I came straight away. I needed to see you.
And why is that?
The stolen painting, La Malédiction. It belongs to me.
Ronnie had wanted me to interview the owner, and now here he was. Or rather, he was somebody who claimed to be the owner. So the stolen painting is yours. Tell me more.
La Malédiction belonged to my family in Catalonia in the 30s, before the Civil War.
So what was it doing here in Paris?
The fascists stole it in 1938. They killed my father, but not me. I escaped. I have been looking for it ever since. You have to help me find it.
Tell me about yourself.
I am Tiago. Whatever.
You...
No, since the...
Did you lose all your family in the Civil War?
When they came for us in 38, I fled with my mother. But my father was not so lucky.
I'm sorry.
I would have stayed and fought for freedom, but I was just a boy.
You've got my attention, but if I'm to help you, I need more to go on.
I have something. This old photograph. It is of me and my family. See the painting above the fireplace?
Yes, it's La Malédiction. The photograph certainly appears.
You took the photographs at that... I need to see them.
Why?
Please, I must see them.
All right. Here they are. This is the best.
Yes,
It does look like the one in your photograph.
so close.
This one was
Who is this?
just a friend.
So, he will know who is this liar who claims to own my painting.
I don't think he does. He would have told me. Here's the thief.
What is that tattoo on his arm?
Looks like a skull and crossbones.
You will find him.
I can try, monsieur.
You must, mademoiselle.
This shot didn't come out too...
It's perfect.
Perfect?
Finally, La Malédiction in all its splendor. The lines, the color.
Then take it.
Really?
Marquez's story was very interesting, but I needed to corroborate it. I wondered if the gallery kept ownership records. And while I didn't wholly trust him, this was the one lead that I didn't want to lose. Where are you staying?
What? Nowhere. Here, perhaps.
I didn't want him to stay in my apartment. There was another solution. My neighbor is out of town for a few days. You could stay there.
Yes, that would be good. Thank you.
Great, let's go. Adam said that he would leave the spare key under the mat. The door was locked. My neighbor had left a key for me under the doormat. Which reminded me I hadn't watered his plants for a week. The key wasn't there. The door was locked. The gap was wide, but I hope you don't mind waiting.
This is...
Marquez needed some. I had no reason. There was no fight. I needed to set. The door was locked, but my neighbor opened. Using the sticky chewing gum, I was able to fish out the key. The door was
This will do.
glad it's up to standard. I have to go out, monsieur. Ronnie had promised me the front page if I got an interview with the painting's owner. And here was a crazy Spaniard claiming to be just that. I needed to find out who had put the painting up for sale. Maybe there was more to find at the gallery. Len was sitting outside the cafe. He looked dazed. Hello, monsieur.
Ah, the delectable Nicole Collard, super sleuth. How may I be of service?
I was hoping I'd find you here.
Always available for a lovely lady such as yourself.
Henri's death, it must be so very hard for you.
Yes, I shall miss him deeply. We had such a very special relationship. The loss is so hard to endure, even for a man of such inner strength as myself.
What do you know about the owner of La Malediccio?
That was Henri's business. He found the painting and did the deal with the owner.
Would anybody else know anything about the owner?
Not likely. He kept especially quiet about that one. But he always kept a manifest for every exhibition.
I'm writing a follow-up piece on the gallery theft.
Ah, so you need an inside view. Authoritative.
Something like that.
The police have finished in the gallery. We could chat in the office. It's much more comfortable. More intimate. I might even be able to rustle up a little bottle of champagne.
Maybe later. I have some things to do first.
Maybe next time, then.
You mentioned a manifest. How would one get a look at that?
One might start in the office. That's where Henri kept most of his paperwork.
About the gallery.
Of course, my dear. We can go there now, if you would like.
That sounds great.
We can discuss my ordeal over a glass of champagne.
A cozy chat with Lane was the last thing I wanted. But it was my best hope, if I wanted to get a look around the office. So, what are we waiting for?
After you, my dear.
The place was heaving with junk. Finding what I wanted wouldn't be easy. As Lane sat down, something stuck out from beneath the cushion. It looked like a folder. Whatever it was, the police had missed it. I needed to get it.
Come, join me on the couch. I'm ready for you. You will be gentle with me, won't you?
Oh, I'm never gentle, Monsieur Lane.
Oh. Oh. Do call me Hector. Make yourself comfortable.
It was a decorative pipe. The lamp was still. It looked. I couldn't search. Henri's no. I'd always. With what I. It was a poster for. The headline. There was nothing. The bottle. Henri had a statue of himself in the style of. It was nothing. I wasn't going to play. Not to my taste. Lane hadn't noticed the folder. With that amount of padding, who would? The only way to get hold. Monsieur Lane.
Hector.
So you really...
I'm sorry.
I see Henri had a statue of himself.
Yes. For a man of high aspiration, he had alarmingly low taste. Nevertheless, I shall miss him. We were like family.
What will happen to this place now?
Henri's widow will decide, poor soul. She may find it in her heart to keep me around.
Oh, I'm sure she will. Is there anything you can tell me about the painting?
It was an absolute treat to come across it. A true undiscovered gem.
There's no denying it is a fantastic painting. What can you tell me about the religious significance?
Of course, there is a deep religious symbolism locked within the painting, too. Central to this must be the pantheon of saints. But of course, champagne, nature's balm in troubled times.
To new friends.
To love. Oh, mon Dieu, that is so cold!
Oops, silly me. I am so sorry.
I'll have to dry this off. Don't you worry, my dear.
I couldn't really The lamp was... I didn't see anything that... I couldn't leave. I couldn't leave. I couldn't... I thought George... I had a feeling... There was nothing in on. It was a day. The calendar was... I didn't see anything. Henri, it was narcissistic and slightly disturbing. I couldn't... Not to... Lane was busy. I couldn't search the desk. It was an old... I couldn't... I had a... I thought George... In the folder was a list of all the paintings in the exhibition. La Malediccio had to be there. It was. And next to it was the owner's name, Mr. Medovsky. The police had obviously not spotted the folder. I put it back. I had what I needed for my story. Monsieur Lane, thanks for everything. But I think I hear my editor calling.
Ma chérie, no need to leave so soon. It's only a little spillage.
And I found out who claims to own La Malediccio. Some guy named Medovsky. Sounds Russian, right?
Medovsky, my God.
Who is he?
He's new on the oligarch block. Fresh into London from Russia, with ambition and a bloody reputation. Collard, this is way over your head. I'm gonna put a more experienced crime journalist on the story. I can't afford for you to get hurt.
Relax, Ronnie. This is my story. Leave it with me. Let's discuss it over lunch tomorrow.
Okay. But don't do anything more. See you tomorrow.
Ronnie didn't trust me on this story, but I wasn't going to let him give it to someone else. I was going to have to move fast. Come in. Hi, Georges. Great to see you.
Hope you don't mind me just dropping in.
No, not at all. How are you getting on?
Pretty good. I found the gun that was used in the robbery.
I'm impressed.
Yeah? Well, Nave wasn't. He accused me of trying to plant it, and then of being involved in Henri's death. Then he threw me into a cell. He couldn't make a stick, of course, so he had to let me go this morning. But he's convinced I'm involved. So if I put a foot wrong, he'll nail me next time. But, hey, on the bright side, have I got a story for you. Annette, the manager at Vera Security, lied about the owner of the company. When I pieced together that shredded letter, I got a name, Medovsky.
Medovsky! That's the same guy who claims to own La Malediccio.
What? He owns the painting and Vera Security? He has to be the one behind this whole scam.
You're telling me? We have to be sure.
What the?
I cannot sleep on that bed. It is too soft.
Georges, this is Senor Marquez.
Nice to meet you.
So you are this George, huh?
Senor Marquez is staying in the apartment across the hall. Apparently, he's the real owner of La Malediccio.
What? I thought you said Medovsky was the owner.
Senor Marquez claims the painting was stolen from his family during the Spanish Civil War.
Really? Do you have any proof?
Senor Marquez, could you show him the photograph?
Who's this?
My father. When they came for us in 38, I fled with my mother. But my father was not so lucky.
How can we prove this is you?
The dates would tie up, Georges.
Who's this?
My mother. A good woman. A saint.
That's definitely La Malediccio hanging on the wall?
It belonged to my family, so it belongs to me.
If the painting really was stolen during the 1930s, then this Smitovsky guy has no legitimate claim to it. But how can I be sure that you're the boy in that picture?
I can prove it. Look at my father in the photograph. You see the medallion he's wearing? He gave it to me just before he died. This medallion has been in our family for hundreds of years.
It's definitely the same medallion. A snake eating its own tail.
It is the Ouroboros. My father was a Gnostic leader. Hence they both display the Ouroboros.
A priest I met said the painting was the devil's work, a thing of evil.
Ha! He would say that. Do not believe all you hear from the church. Whatever you think, the painting is mine.
If Marquez was the true owner of Malediccio, then Smitovsky had no legal claim to it. Might be tough to prove, but if I could, we wouldn't have to pay out on the insurance. So, if the painting belongs to you, how did Smitovsky get it?
The fascists stole it. It went to Madrid, then Berlin, then, after the war, to Moscow. After that, it was lost, until now.
We need to talk to this Smitovsky, but how do we find him? Nico's camp. I wished she could. It looked like Nico kept her. Senor.
Yes?
So.
It did.
You must have been excited to see the painting again.
It was a miracle.
You mentioned the Gnostic.
It is not. My family was.
It was a cheap. Hey, Nico?
Yes.
What do we know about this?
Ronnie said he claims to be.
And appears to be the boss of Vera Secure. Now that kind of figures. The best way to steal something is to get. But why steal a painting you already own?
We need to talk to this guy.
To do that, we need to find him. So let's go over what we know about the thief.
Okay, well, he had a distinctive tattoo on one arm.
And his helmet had Waterloo Motors across it.
Not a lot to go on.
Why would somebody steal their own painting?
Insurance scam? But then why kill Henri?
I get the impression that Henri was somehow involved. I found the gun that Henri was shot with at Vera Security.
If Madowski owns Vera Security, it means that he must know the killer.
Well, it can't be Annette, but she has to be involved in some way. You said the thief had a tattoo.
On his arm, it was a skull and crossbones with headhunters written around it.
We need to track down Waterloo Motors.
Have you tried?
I've been kind of busy.
Okay, let's have a look. Waterloo Station, Battle of Waterloo, Waterloo Kebabs, Waterloo Sunset. Ah, here we go. Waterloo Motors. It's a garage in London. I'll send the number to your phone.
Waterloo Motors.
Hi,
How can I help you?
my name is George Stobart. I'm investigating a murder that was committed here in Paris.
What's that got to do with us?
The guy we're looking for was...
Oh yeah, it's a very popular helmet.
I don't suppose...
Well, not unless you got any more.
The killer had a tattoo. It said,
Oh, I know that guy.
terrific.
Yeah. He brings his boss's Merc here to have it served. Word to the wise. I hear. The car's registered on... I mean, that's all I know.
No, that's more than enough. You've been a great help. Thanks for your time.
See ya.
Bingo!
Good work. That has to be the guy. And now we've got his address.
How about a trip to London?
I thought you'd never ask. Senor Marquez, will you be okay here?
The bed is uncomfortable. But it will do. Come back quickly with the painting, eh?
London cabbies. Gotta love them.
This is the place. Here on the right. To afford a place like this in London, you've got to be good at something. So, we clear on how we're going to do this?
Yeah, we're two insurance investigators, see? We finagle our way inside, butter Madowski up, and then get the dirt on him, right?
Finagle?
Yeah, finagle. You remember how to finagle, don't you, Nico?
George, how could I ever forget?
Good, because I suspect we're gonna need major league fanoodling to get in this one.
You got it. Excuse me? Hello?
On your bike, darling. This is a private residence.
We're here to see Mr. Madowski.
So?
We have important business with Mr. Modowski.
And who the hell might you be?
I'm Nico Kalar, and this is my colleague, Georges Stobart.
Well, isn't that cosy? Can you count, darling?
Yes, of course.
Well then, 1, I don't know you or Laughing Boy here from Adam. 2, you ain't got no business round here. And 3, I don't like French birds. Comprenez?
Hi.
What are you?
Maybe
you get...
Hey, Georges.
What's up?
Seriously. According to Ronnie...
Coming from...
If
We need to be careful.
I use my Gallic chant?
Exactly.
Guy. It was a... Ronnie wouldn't appear. Hi, guess who?
What do you want?
Do you work for me?
No, I'm standing here pruning it. Look, will you stop asking all these blooming questions? Can't you see I'm busy?
Hi, guess who?
What do you want?
Showing him my press. We really need...
Oh, why are you still here?
He had the typical... It was Topi. Hi.
What do you want?
Nice bush.
Bush?
Oh,
It's art, love. Or to be precise...
Topiary is...
That's right. A state. A metaphor.
And yet...
It's not enough.
Not for...
Life.
Right.
Tell me that.
You struggle...
Day and night.
That is the human
Can we ever
It is possible. Through meditation, contemplation.
I see.
It is our only salvation.
Well, you've given me food for thought, you have.
And
Much appreciated.
you are well.
So, anyway, this is my latest piece. What do you think?
It's very nice. But
It's a Russian Imperial Eagle. I'm not quite up there with the great Cneius Matthias Calvina yet. Thanks, miss.
you do?
Of course. You've got a rare skill.
Thank you. We have important business with Mr. Medovsky.
I need a good reason to bother the boss with this. He's a busy man.
I understand, but
What makes what you...
La Maledictio, a painting. If he wants his insurance claim processed quickly, then he'll want to speak with us. I think he might be annoyed if he finds out you never even told him we came around, right?
Okay, okay. Hang on, I'll phone him now. Yeah, Mr. Medovsky? Yeah. Yeah, French bird. Yeah. Yes, boss. Right, I will do. You've peeked. The gate should be open. I'll take you inside. Follow me, please.
Well, we're in.
We'll make him see if we...
Well,
Good day, monsieur.
you are here to discuss La Maledictio, yes?